We're about helping people find a way out of poverty. And so we try to provide a wide variety of services that help families work towards self-sufficiency and help the elderly and disabled live as independently as possible. Through the stimulus program a few years ago, we got a competitive grant to install a ground source geothermal system in PAQUIN towers, and that replaced the antiquated hot water system that circulated hot water through the building and replaced window unit air conditioners with heat pumps in every apartment. So that was a huge improvement for the quality of life for people living in PAQUIN towers, as well as the energy efficiency in the building. By the time we were all done, we saved over $100,000 a year in utility costs for this building. Well, we did all this over a 3-year period. There was a short turnaround, maybe a 90-day turnaround on the application. So we jumped right in with CM Engineering and determined that we could install a system that would meet that 30% energy savings.
Well, we came in and analyzed the building, basically almost completely eliminated their need for any kind of gas. So we did what we call a hybrid system. So ground source heat pump. It's also hooked up to a cooling tower. So surplus heat can be released into the atmosphere at night when the cooling tower is the most efficient. The project was so successful that they now are undertaking it, and we've got a project just finishing the design phase, and they're out to bid to do it to Oak Tower, which is another high-rise public housing project here in Columbia. We're running one of the most efficient buildings in the city of Columbia here. At the heart of this building is a ground source water loop. So basically during the summer, they are putting heat into the water. That water goes out to the earth and then is basically stored. And then in the winter, we take that energy back out and we put it back in the air. That's at the heart of the system. Plus we have an energy recovery wheel so that we can have fresh air in the building. All the lighting is also on occupancy switches. If nobody's in the room, the lights go on. We collect the rainwater off of the building. And so we use that to flush our toilets and our urinals. Therefore, I guess we're not using city water. And we were just awarded an Energy Star score of 98. And our overall electric bill, is $22 a day. And sometimes, people are real comfortable with what they have and they don't want to look outside the box. And so we really encourage our clients to look at this.
Well, I think it just makes sense to make your properties as energy efficient as possible. You're going to have properties that better serve your tenants. It's a better service, less demand on the overall energy grid. And a long-term investment, I don't think energy costs are going to go down. They're going to go up.
Anytime that you can reduce your overall operating cost, it makes sense to do that. So I'd recommend it and buying as much as you can afford.
We have to realize that, families with children, the elderly, low-income working families, they all need decent housing and deserve decent housing, and they can't afford to pay high utility bills. So it's a really important part of our community.
And it's just good business sense to not spend a lot of money on energy.